He's like, oh, you want some more madness? Here you go. And I know that seems counterintuitive because we're so used to praying, no, God, make it easy. God, take away the pain. Take away the struggle. God, I'm tired. I just can't take this anymore. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those prayers, but when you open up the book of your life and you flip back over those photo pages, isn't it strange that the times that God's up to the most good is always when our lives were falling apart? It's rarely when everything was easy and everything was great. It's always those restless, darkest nights that God's making us something far more beautiful than we would ever have made ourselves. You know, the only reason I'm on this stage, this really awkwardly shaped stage, the only reason I'm even up on the stage is because God wouldn't let my life be easy. When I was 17, you know how I started playing guitar? Do you? She's like, what? Don't talk to me. Some of you might know this, but the reason I started playing guitar is because when I was 17, I got thrown out of a vehicle going 50 miles an hour. It wasn't the mob. It was my friend. He flipped the car. And some of you guys in the front row, you can see this. See, I got a scar right here. Do you see that? You can see that? There's more scars you can't see up through here. My ear was actually dangling off because when I got thrown out of the car, I went Peter Pan style, you know, and I landed smack dab on the pavement. And the doctor said the hit to my chest was so hard, it broke my back in 2 places. Broke my head right here. My sisters always tease me like, that's why you're so crazy. And for 2 months, I had to lay flat on my back, doing nothing. And to a kid who was on the soccer team, to a kid who loved to run around and be ridiculous, it could have been real easy for me on that hospital bed to say, God, why me? I was just starting to serve you, man. I was just starting to know you. And you do this, you let this happen to me? You know what I said instead? I am so bored. Because I wasn't allowed to get up, right? And so I was like, hey, Mom, Dad, I need something to do. Can I have a guitar? I've always wanted to learn guitar. They got me a guitar. And I started clumsily strumming along with these chords and learning these songs, having no idea that 12 years later I'd be standing on the stage and getting to sing about the goodness of our God to you. And I say all that not so that you would look at me and be like, there it is, God's always going to do a miracle. Yes. I say that to say that often it's when our nights are darkest that God's light is about to shine the brightest. It's often when we're in our greatest times of weakness that He's in His greatest moments of revelation. Some of you got something that happened, you got something maybe you're going through, and it has given you permission to say, our God could not be a good God who would let that happen to me. And I just tonight, just for a couple minutes, what if we could just look up at the cross, right? What if we could just look at the cross and see, just maybe, if God can bring redemption out of that, then surely He's making something beautiful out of my life. When we look to the cross, it is evidence to our minds, it is balm for our souls, that our God is a God who brings beauty out of pain. He's a God who brings art out of chaos. He is a God who brings life out of death because He beat death at its own game. So if you're waiting, hang on. I've got a feeling redemption is waiting in the wings.